Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. The Cleveland Cavaliers come into this one following a loss to Denver in the Rockies. And so off the tip, it's Brooklyn. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for Brooklyn now, we've got Pierce. Malone is out there with Mutombo. Then it's Stockton. And it's Irving in at the shooting guard position. Kicks it out to Paul. Here's Varejao. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And for Varejao, his wild hair and frenetic style long ago earned him the nickname Wild Thing. I mean, diving for loose balls, taking charges. But that energy and enthusiasm may be unsurpassed really by any other player in our league.
Now here's Stockton. Pierce, the pass to Mutombo. Outside for Stockton. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Brooklyn on defense. And now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with David Blatt.
He talked about how they match up with a player like Paul Pierce, saying, you know, he's one of those guys who really does it all at a high level. Defend, score, you name it. I think defensively, we may look to double some and force other players to make shots. He's one of the greats. You enjoy the challenge of playing against him and just hope you can have enough to win. Guys, we'll see who carries the day.
And thank you, Doris. Now, here is Irving. Following the shot by Chris Paul. Clock at 4. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
3 on the clock. Here's Stockton. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky right there for the D.
And the dunk by Bosch.
Wow, what a clever pass that time by Chris Paul.
The Nets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Irving with it. He's picked up by Paul. Can't get it to go. Good D by Wade. Brooklyn Nets come into this one after a win against Charlotte. LeBron dishes to Paul. Wade has the open look. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. And so it's Brooklyn with it. 4-point game. 3-pointer from Stockton. And again, no good by Brooklyn. For Cleveland, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. The shot's good from Paul.
Love the aggressive attitude. I mean, no invitation needed for him to take it strong to the basket. And listen, the Nets had an up-and-down year on offense last season, but the one thing they always did was finish their drives. Very good at getting things to drop off the bounce. That was a strength last season.
And here is LeBron following the 3-pointer by Paul Pierce. And the foul on Paul Pierce. That'll be his second foul of the game. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Varejao, the lead pass was put in just the right spot for the Nets. And they're driving. They were fantastic, Clark. Second in the league last year in field goal percentage off those drives.
And a big reason for that is the strength and size of their guards, because they all can finish in traffic. And that's how you get high shooting percentages. You have to make tough shots against contact.
The Nets shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. Irving attacking. Stolen by Wade. And here we go. Fast break. James has got it. Bosch, that's good.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
Here's Malone following the basket by Chris Bosh. Here we go. James heading to the hoop. And that one's good.
Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
You have to love the ball movement.
Nets trail by 7. Outside Irving. Here's Mutombo. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Mutombo's got his first points in this one.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
Paul goes in. Bosh kicks to James from deep. And it's Malone with the rebound. For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Three-pointer from Stockton. And the Nets, another 3.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble. You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
Yeah, and Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
Now here's Paul. The drive by Bosh. Shot clock at 5. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
And good on the basket. Book it.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Stolen by World Peace. Iguodala's drive. The score now all even.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Outside Anthony. Feeds it to Williams. And he misses his first shot. 2 for 1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
And it's Smith penetrating. Outside for World Peace. And stolen by Darren Williams. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Williams with another miss.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Lets the 3 fly. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Paul with the ball. 4 seconds left. Here's Thompson, and he jams it with authority.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength, just like that.
Yeah, he's a...
And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosh about what it meant to him to become an NBA player, the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy you can't help, Greg, but love for his attitude and ability to be, you know, in touch with that kid he once was. I know you played the same way. Chris Bosh is living the dream like you did and loving it.
That's a great point, Kevin. And I think most of the guys in the league feel that same way. I mean, they may not be able to say it or articulate it as smoothly as Chris does,
sure.
but inside every NBA player is a kid who's still thrilled to wear the uniform and play the game they love.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
They got Gooden. Darren Williams out there with Dwayne Wade. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Anthony in at the 4. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers.
And right before Carmelo went down with the injury last season, it seemed like he had added the fadeaway to his game, molded a little bit after Dirk Nowitzki.
And that one's good. Iguodala's got the game tied up here for the Nets. And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. LeBron kicks to Wade. Pass to Carmelo. LeBron dishes to Anthony. Kicks it out to LeBron. James with another miss. Carmelo's reasoning was that he had been burned enough by Dirk's fadeaway he had to adapt.
That's a great fadeaway to borrow from for sure. I mean, Melo already has a mid-range game, terrific mid-range game. And this shot makes that even deadlier.
And that one's good.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Williams kicks to James. There's a screen by Williams. Wade passes to Williams. Here's Gooden. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Gooden's got his first bucket of the night.
What a tremendous feed from Williams. Great awareness.
Iguodala with it. Williams picks him up. Iguodala dishes to World Peace. Back to Iguodala. Pass to World Peace. 6 on the shot clock. To the middle. Deflects the pass. Kicks it out to Iguodala. Lucas the pass to Wallace. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number one for them right now.
Anderson Varejau's checked in for Drew Gooden. The Cavaliers have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%.
You know, the Nets really kind of drifted along for the first part of last season, treaded water, but after the All-Star break, they stepped on the gas, put themselves right back in the playoff picture.
The Cavaliers again can't hit. The Nets with the lead. Iguodala outside, passes to Lucas. And now Williams running the floor all by himself. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Cleveland.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
And here we go. Fast break. James has got it.
How about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum. Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
As you mentioned, the Nets were great after the break, had the third best record post-All-Star break in the East.
Yeah, and how about winning 13 of their first 22 after the break? And sometimes with a new coach and system, it takes a while to kind of figure things out. And that seemed to be the case with the Nets last year.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Wash comes in for Anthony, and Paul subbed in for Dwayne Wade. Paul kicks to Varejao. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 3 assists tonight.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number one right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Plays it up and banks it in. Now it's a 6-point Cleveland lead.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they had. You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
Varejao's shot is good.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Lucas dishes to Smith. Back to Lucas. And so the ball out of bounds. Bosch touched it last. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland.
Tristan Thompson.
Knocked away. And stolen by Darren Williams. Thompson outside. The feed to LeBron. Back to Thompson. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Thompson's got his second bucket of the game to go. Nets trail by 10. Smith outside. To stop the run. And the Nets miss again. Williams for 3. And so we conclude the first half.
So, Carmelo, what has been the focus?
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie. The first quarter for the Cavaliers was barely even. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. That does it for halftime as the game is just about set to get going.
The second half just about to get going here. It's been quite a game for Anderson Varejao.
Unbelievable the way he dominated that offensive glass in those first 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Guys, you've heard me say it before, but persistence pays. And it takes that kind of persistence to be a successful offensive rebounder. As a fellow glass eater, I know of which I speak. Those guys that rebound effectively don't give up on it.
Kicking off the second half, here's Lionel Hollins' 5. Bulldozer is out there with Lucas. Then there's Iguodala. Then there's Wallace. And it's Smith in at the point guard position. And, of course, Chris Bosh has been such a prolific scorer and rebounder in his career. He's not quite in the 2010 category for his career. But, boy, Greg, he's close.
Yeah, I mean, good athleticism, that big wingspan, and not an overly physical player, but very instinctive on the backboard. And when it comes to scoring, particularly from that mid-range area, he can do it all.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. And for Andre Iguodala, last year was a first in 758 games. Up until then, he had not once ever come off the bench.
Yeah, he'd been a starter throughout his 10-year career, every single game, Kevin. And last year he came off the bench in every game. Big adjustment for the veteran, but he made it well.
And getting back to Iguodala last season, not only did he come off the bench for the first time ever, but he really thrived in doing so. Playing the fewest minutes per game of his career, he was able to avoid some of the nagging injuries that had plagued him in the past. And so he could stick around to help the Warriors assemble that franchise record of 67 wins last season.
You know, for Iguodala at this point in his career, it's just about winning. He's had a couple of large contracts. He's made multiple All-Star teams, but now it's about rings for him. And he got one.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Anthony's checked in. Cavs were one of the top teams in the East last year, and it was in large part to how strong they were at home.
Boy, did they shoot it well from beyond the arc at home, Kevin. I mean, top 3 in the league in terms of three-point shooting. It does help to have LeBron, but
it does. That is effective. Screened by Lucas. Didn't think that was going to go in. 8 points for Smith.
Pretty looking shot. I mean, when you can hit it from that deep, wow.
I tell you what, Clark, you got to be feeling pretty good to put it up from out there.
Wade, right side. Back to Varejao. The basket good off the assist from Wade. Wade's got 5 assists in the game.
And, you know, for the Cavs at home, they ended with 31 wins there. Second best record in the East in that regard. A lot of those wins actually came after the All-Star break.
Tries from 10. And with that shot, the Cleveland lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Jerry Lucas.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Here's Paul. Out to Anthony. Three-pointer. The rebound by the Nets. Wallace has got his 4th rebound in this one.
And how about the Cavs last season? 18 straight home wins for them. 3rd longest home win streak in their history. And that home winning streak helped them jump from the middle of the playoff pack to the 2 seed. You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
And now we're 3 minutes into the 3rd quarter of play. Smith the pass to Iguodala. Rebounded by Anthony. The Cavaliers leading by 5. Here's Wade. And it's sent back by Wallace. In transition, here come the Nets. The tray. No good from Lucas. For Cleveland, they've gone 3 of 6 in the 3rd quarter. 50% from the field. Here's Gooden, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It goes on Jerry Lucas. Not much to complain about for Brooklyn fans with the Nets' road play last year. Looked pretty much the same as they did at home.
And, Kevin, that can cut both ways. I mean, the Nets were 19-22 on the road. Exactly the same record they had at Barclays.
And he sinks the second.
And for the Nets, on the road, they did have some differences. As a team, they shot better on the road than at home by a significant margin.
And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. 10 points for Smith. Cleveland leading by 4. Wade with it, and it's Iguodala picking him up. Outside Anthony. The stupendous finish in traffic.
You know, overall, the Nets had the same road record as they did at home. I mean, but late last year, they were the only team with more road wins than home wins. That was the case until their final game of the season, actually.
And world peace kicks to Lucas. Now the dish to Smith. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And guys, the first year for David Blatt, he was second-guessed at every turn. And that happens when you are picked to make the finals, but also when you coach LeBron James.
And for Blatt, Greg, everyone did wonder if he would be the right fit early. As the season wore on and the Cavs got tougher, those questions, Clark, went away.
Yeah, and I think most people forget that he's an iconic coaching legend overseas.
Good point, yeah.
So coaching is coaching. Sure, it's not the NBA, but this guy brought a pedigree and resume that was quite substantial.
Dishes to Lucas. He feeds it to Iguodala. That's good. Iguodala's got 8 points.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
No good from Lucas. The Cavaliers have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the 3rd quarter. 4 of 8. Williams can't hit. The Nets have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Kicks to world peace for the lead. The shot's good on the assist by Iguodala. Iguodala's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. The Cavaliers trailing. Wade outside. Pass to Carmelo. Oh, trying for it and taken away by Wallace. Here is Lucas. 8 points for him. That's tipped. Now Cleveland moving it up. Anthony leading the charge. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, it's been a really good game for sure. I mean, it looks like it's going to stay tight throughout.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the end.
Well, they were getting tired out there. A quick timeout gives them an opportunity to catch their breath.
Timeout called the Nets. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Mutombo, good D by Thompson.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that,
ladies and gentlemen, your Cavaliers. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Brooklyn trailing. They've got Dwayne Wade. LeBron James is out there with Chris Bosh. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Verjao in at the 5 spot. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Here's Wade. Bosh, the screen. In the corner, it's James. Clock at 6. Kicks it out to Paul. Cleveland moving the ball around. And Bosh gets it to go on the assist by Paul. And that's now 11 points for Chris Bosh.
Defenders need to recognize and be alert to staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Outside, Pierce. Irving kicks to Pierce. Yep, right through the net.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Cavaliers leading. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Here's Wade. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
Back to Stockton. Soft touch off the glass.
That's what this team needs right now. Solid scoring chances. You know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what David Blatt said to the team. He told his squad, listen, guys, it's close. It's about execution here. If we do that, I like our chances. No hero ball, just trust each other and make the simple play. Kevin?
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Here's James, and it's sent back by Mutombo. Outside, Pierce. And he's good on the 3-ball. Pierce has got the lead up to 1 now for the Nets. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Nets.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Back to Malone. Irving against Wade. Fires from the wing. That's short off the rim.
Yeah, but the hand in the face. It's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
And it's sent back by Mutombo. Wade dishes to Verjao. And that one's good. And now a 3-point Cavalier lead.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Stockton outside. Malone outside. Back to Stockton. Second shot opportunity, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Getting to the stripe is something they've been doing a lot of in the second half, guys.
And when you're behind, it's a good strategy. Not only do you get points, but you also get to set your defense.
Carmelo Anthony's checked in for LeBron.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Ball against Stockton. Here's Bosch. And it's Malone with the rebound.
They get that one, but guys, on the night, that's been the problem, securing the ball.
They've been out-hustled. At this point, hard to see them recovering from that.
Paul with the ball. Picked up by Malone. Shot's good by Anthony.
He's such a clutch shooter, Kevin. He just lives for the big shot.
Nets trail by 3. On the wing, Irving. Wade is covering. Here's Paul. That falls. Nice speed that time from Dwayne Wade. 8 points for Chris Paul. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Three-pointer from Stockton, and he gets the bucket. Stockton's got 7 points here in this quarter.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. They're ahead by 4. 1:15 left to play in the final quarter. Brooklyn making some changes. The bulldozer, he's checked in for Malone. Iguodala comes in for Paul Pierce. And Smith subbed in for Stockton. $1:15 left in the fourth quarter. Stolen by World Peace. And Julius Irving, the basket on the assist by World Peace. And now just a 2-point Cavalier lead. And the Cavaliers call time here. They're up by 2. We've got 1:08 left to play here in the fourth. To the right side. Here's Anthony. The stupendous finish in traffic. And the Cavaliers lead by 4.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Back to Iguodala. This one for 3. Can't hit. And Cleveland the other way now.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. They've got to have better shot selection. Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
And here's Cleveland. They lead by 4. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Bosch with it. Guarded now by Irving. It's Anthony with the drive. Rebound, Brooklyn.
Well, it's urgent time right now. This is when they got to come up big.
Yeah, you got to get points here. I mean, there's no way you can get around it. You've got to be able to get baskets here in a short period of time.
Here's Wade. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
Here's Paul. And they go to the intentional foul. So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, how about the nerves there? Those free throws put them in a very good position. 3 points clear.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They're trailing by 3. 9 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to go for the 3. A quick, easy bucket inside will do.
Well, I think the clock's a little short here for that. I'm not quite sold on the quick 2. I think they've got to look for a quality 3 to try to tie this thing up based on where the clock is right now.
It's the Nets now. They trail by 3.
And just no fear, guys. I mean, he is willing to mix it up in the paint with the big boys.
They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
And no good is the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And he does get the second one. And that gives them a 4-point cushion. Timeout called, the Nets. They're down by 4. Just 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, pure desperation right now, Clark. You think there's enough time?
I doubt it. I mean, it's clear what they've got to do. Quick shot, foul, and they need some cooperation with some missed free throws from the opponent.
Timeout called, the Nets. Guys, what do you think?
Kevin, I think they're going for the quick foul here, but with so little time left, it seems unlikely they'll be able to dig themselves out of this hole.
So it's a narrow win for the Cavaliers, pulling it out. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
Tremendous work all the way down to the wire. You were just wondering what would happen next. Major drama, and we saw good.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Chris, how does a win like this help propel the team at this point in the schedule?
Hopefully it gives us a little momentum. We got a tough stretch coming up. We got our back-to-back next week, so hopefully it just gives us a little momentum.
It was a pretty good start, Chris. Thank you. Kevin, back to you.
Doris, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Dwayne Wade. How'd you feel about his performance, Kenny?
Distributing the ball might not be his number one duty, but tonight he was very creative. He nearly got double digits in assists. You have to love how alert he was and aware he was of his surroundings. So many of his passes led to high-quality shots.
Well, he came to rescue the team tonight, Ernie. Things were getting desperate for him, and the consecutive losses kept mounting, but he put them on his back, and he responded exactly the way he needed to.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Hart.